Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be watching My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 15. Isn't it cool that there's so many cool characters in this show in general? It's cool to not see a character for a while and then them come back and it's just like they never left. I mean, May's a cool character in herself, just alone, but there is so many cool characters, and that's why I really like this show. Not only is the fight scene so emotional and amazing, but to top it off, the characters are interesting, and that's kind of what keeps pulling me in, and I'm sure pulling in you guys. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much here. We're just going to go straight into this. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, smash that like button, go follow me on Twitter at ajrich123, as well as check out my Patreon, patreon.com/ajrich123. I just started One Punch Man, The Promised Neverland, a bunch of cool stuff, so feel free to check that out, and let's go ahead and start.
That was close.
Yeah.
Dude, Midoriya, what was that? You swooped in and wasted that rock.
I always thought you were more of a puncher.
I am. Or I was.
But now he's utilizing his feet.
I've only just figured out what direction to go in. I still have a lot of work to do. Nothing.
Yep, he's going to be able to situate himself and
Based on that
not
kick,
just be an
I'd say you're
emulation
further
All
along than you
Might.
think. So you should be ready for this test. Yeah, I know. Sorry for the scare, young Bakugo.
Oh yeah, they got to do their certification test now.
You watch yourself, All Might.
I guess it only makes sense. To everyone else, I'm a weakling now.
Yeah.
To be protected.
You guys made improvements to
I
your
wonder if
costumes
people
too?
look at him differently now
I see
too.
You notice we look pretty awesome. It's a serious power boost. Want to see? Come on. It's totally amazing.
That's enough, Class A.
Everybody's
Class
upgraded.
B is scheduled to use this training room every afternoon.
That's what happened to Class B.
Man,
It seems like it's been forever.
The license exam has a 50% pass rate. That means your entire class might fail.
I always forget how
All
much
the
this guy
negatives.
Wait, is that Monoma's hero costume?
He's like the one guy that shows all the hate. I mean, he's eccentric in his personality in itself.
Fortunately, his observations are correct. If we're taking the same exam, then we'll crush each other. That's the hand fate has dealt us.
Yeah, the
And
fail
why would
rate's
we be the
high.
same?
There are 2 exam days, in June and in September, and the tests are held in 3 different places. We don't want students from the same place fighting. We split you up. Each school has at most 1 class at a single location.
This guy's nuts.
Yeah.
They probably want more people in the school to pass, so obviously not put the classes against each other.
Interesting. I didn't know that was the case. So we'll be facing kids from other places.
This looks so
And on
ridiculous,
top
all
of
wet.
that was-
Very few first years in the country try for a provisional license. In other words, the test will be made up of students who've trained longer than you.
Oh,
And of course
older.
You don't know about, ones that are powerful. You can expect that you're going to have a rough time.
It's My
Try
Hero
not to get hung
Academia.
up
You
about
can
it,
always,
but keep it in
you're
mind.
gonna have a rough time. it's not gonna be what you think.
Does it have to be this hard? It's true. It's strange to think there's only a week left.
What is up
before
with
the
Sue's
exam.
hair there?
Oh, how's Rosie's move coming? There's something I really want to do, but my body just isn't ready.
I like how
yet.
Momo looks
I
here,
need
though.
time to develop my.
I've perfected
It's
a
so-
move that makes
it's
me
like
even more frog-like than before.
Sally Lou Who.
I'm sure even you'd look surprised, Toru.
What's
Suhu.
your story, Ochako?
Hey, Ochako. You seem a little tense.
I'm just getting started.
Positive, positive, positive.
At least that's how I'd usually be. The thing is, recently my heart's been all stirred up about something.
Interesting.
Who is it, Midoriya or Ida? You're always hanging out with those 2 boys. Got it all wrong.
She's way too obvious.
Which one? Or someone else? Come on, spill.
Yeah, out with it. You know we're not gonna give up until we know.
Just spring a hint of romance on us and expect me to go
Yeah, she's
romance.
He's practicing nonstop. I love how it starts playing that music when she's looking at
It'll
him.
look different. Ben is back, I think. He's so flexible. I can see his shape in my
Training
head
with
right now.
Ida is a
Don't wanna
smart
bring this up to the OT
decision
level.
for him, though.
Before we even knew it, the day of the exam was here.
Oh man,
I'm getting kind of nervous.
there's always so many exams in the show.
Oh, what if
if I can't get my license? Sure, I've still got
Positive.
this.
Positive, positive, positive.
If you can pass this test and get your provisional licenses, then you novice eggs will hatch into chicks. You'll be semi-pros.
Can't wait to be a heroic chicken.
Let's call out the usual, you guys. On my mark. Go plus ultra!
You know,
Heroic
it's pretty rude
chickens.
to barge into other people's huddles like that, Inasa.
So very extremely sorry.
What the fuck? Why are you showing your
Do
ass?
not trust his enthusiasm.
It's him.
Hey, look at their uniforms.
Way in the east.
Of course, there's more schools. We knew about that.
Of all the
But
hero courses out there, the one at this elite school actually rivals UA's.
what the fuck is on that guy's face? Full beard.
Plus ultra. I am extremely honored to compete against such incredible students.
The
I'm
fuck?
so looking forward to it.
Let's go.
So extreme.
Do you know that guy, Mr. Aizawa?
How does he know
He's
him?
the same year as you all, and received the top scores for students admitted through recommendations. But for some unknown reason, he turned down his acceptance to UA, went to Shiketsu.
Wait, he's our age?
I always like we knew that there's other schools here, right? And they say like in the beginning of the show, UA is one of the the schools that everyone strives to go to, but obviously there would be other schools. We knew that, but ones that are even stronger than them. It's like in the world so far, it hasn't really like shown that. So it's going to be kind of surprising. We've seen, them fight villains. We've seen them fight in school. But this feels different. Like, I guess I just kind of forget that this world is a lot bigger than we've been shown. With the mass amount of characters we've already been introduced to, it's like, holy shit, it's about to open up even more. And with some more intense personalities, which this show loves driving into us. But yeah, I think it would be a good thing, though. The more heroes, the better to fight this League of Villains. But when you think about it, there's a League of Villains and they're centered in this town, right? Or in these areas. There's got to be more villains and more, probably more leagues of villains than we've been shown as well. I think the world's about to get bigger.
Great to meet you, UA students. Please excuse me.
Hold on, is anyone else confused here? This guy says that he loves our school, but he turned down his chance to enroll when it was offered?
But he's
That
the
is
real
interesting.
deal. Keep an eye on him.
Eraser? I know that scowl anywhere. I saw you on TV and at the sports festival,
shit.
but it's been a while since we were this close in person.
Who's this girl?
Let's get married.
No.
You're a real laugh riot, buddy.
As usual, you're impossible.
How can you turn her down?
Joke the smile hero forces people around her to laugh, which affects their ability to think and keeps them from being evil.
Oh.
Her fights against villains are always full of insanity.
Aizawa would be perfect against that. He's her enemy.
Sounds like an actual nightmare.
It seems like you two are close.
Our agencies were near each other. As young heroes striving to make a difference in the world, a mutual love bloomed.
No, it didn't.
Is your quick retort.
So joke. If you're here,
Oh.
that must mean...
That's right. Over here, everyone. This is
Finally, Aizawa gets a love
It
interest.
really is Class A.
It's so amazing. I've
Wow.
seen them on TV before. They're my students.
Hey, I'm Shindo. Seems like UA's had a lot of trouble this year. Must have been tough for you.
So many people.
But even so, you're all still aiming to become pro heroes despite those hardships. It's wonderful.
This charming pretty boy's gonna steal our girls.
And Bakugo, it must have
It's
been hard for you, what with that
Kirito from SAO. It's that
You're an
voice.
especially
I forget the
strong
guy's
will,
name.
don't you? Today I'm gonna do my best to learn from you.
The guy has such a unique voice.
What you say doesn't
Of course, that's
match the look
him.
in your eyes. Hey man, don't be so rude. Sorry, he's just like that.
It's fine. It proves how tough his heart is.
Hey, Todoroki.
Seriously? Stop fangirling.
I'd be happy to find something for you.
Yeah,
To
many
orientation.
things, I'm sure.
There's no time to waste.
Yes, sir.
It's weird. I always forget we're famous to other schools.
Cheers, please.
Wait, hold on. Did you not warn your kids, Eraser?
Of what? I mean, a lot of people are gonna know about them, obviously, that
I'm
young.
from,
The Heroes Public Safety Commission. Name's Mara. My circadian rhythm is so screwed up.
He's what? Is he the sleep hero?
I've been swamped lately and I have... With that confession, I'll now begin orientation.
Maybe someone should give this guy a break before he passes
It sounds like he needs one.
So, about the content of this license thing here.
Seriously?
So many people.
That's not a lot of info.
See, we've got a lot of pros around. And since Stain was arrested, many people have expressed doubts about the status of heroes in society.
The idea that most pros aren't worthy of the name hero, that the only things they're after are fame and fortune. The hero killer is
that
still
really
affecting
has
our world.
that really has blown the world into a different thing.
Getting paid. Why shouldn't you ask for a reward, huh? That's just the way the world works. God, I could use a coffee. Anyway, whether they're in it for compensation or out of a sense of duty. Honestly, the time between when an incident begins and when it's resolved is ridiculously short. You are all here trying to receive your provisional licenses, so you'll be swept up in this tiresome mess yourself. Frankly, just won't cut it. Which is why that's what you'll be tested on. The first 100 students to fulfill the requirements will pass today.
There are over 1,500 people taking this test.
Only 100, dude.
It's actually less than 10%.
That's like 8%.
Oh man, I'm getting way more nervous.
Okay, that's even worse.
Can be pretty crappy. I suppose I should say something about luck. Basic rules.
This could be Aizawa's brother, for God's
3
sakes.
of these targets on his or her body. They can go anywhere you want as long as it's an exposed area. So no soles of the feet or armpits. The targets are programmed to light up whenever they've been touched by the ball.
Okay.
If all 3 targets light up, you're out. Oh, and the person who lights up your 3rd target will get credit for your defeat.
Similar to the entrance exam, but going against people will be a lot harder than robots. We're given exactly enough balls for us to pass. Although I guess you could always try to steal the 3rd target from someone else after they've hit the first 2.
A little complicated, actually.
I guess we'll start passing out the targets and balls. Then you'll have a few minutes to get situated after we open.
Open?
Of course, you gotta have the environment, right? What the fuck? Like little unboxing there. Jesus, huge terrain.
Different terrains that you like or want to avoid. Here's your quirks, well.
You construct this.
So unnecessary.
How?
Yes, I know. It makes for a great reveal, doesn't it? And for what? So much sleep lost from this. Hopefully
That's why he's tired.
Until then, I'm gonna rest my eyes.
Gracer, your fly is down.
Why is it that I can't find a moment of peace and quiet in my life?
I can't believe you still have 20
She'd be
students.
perfect for him.
It's unusual for you not to have expelled someone.
Not really.
Don't be embarrassed. That's so like you. Please date me.
Shut up.
But really, you know what's about to happen.
She's
down there.
joking, but she's
And
serious.
yet-
Oh, about
If the first
how many people
to
actually
finish
pass.
then no one will go after their classmates. The best way to win is to team up with people whose powers you already know. Everyone! Stay
Your
close
class,
together. We'll fight
obviously.
This isn't a field trip!
Idiots! Wait up!
Kachan?
Kirishima!
I'm going on my own too. It's hard for me to use my powers safely when a big group's around.
Todoroki! Midoriya, there's no time!
Every year, the test is different. But one thing's always the same. It's kind of like a tradition during the licensing exam.
I don't think it's a good idea for them to go off on their own, though.
How come?
Think about it. Everyone already knows what powers we have.
I see. The sports festival.
Yeah,
Most
they're
of the students who
known.
compete in the provisional exam have pretty equal footing.
Of course. I have to pause because I don't want to talk over this. Like, of course, they're gonna have, because they're so well known. Now this snapped into my head there. Because they're so well known and they've been on camera, everyone's seen them compared to these guys that like class 1A and everybody at UA have no knowledge of these other people. So they're obviously going to be at a disadvantage here, but everybody else does. They're all heroes. They all know their quirks and everything like that. So they've been studying. They know how to, they're looking for their strengths, their weaknesses, all that stuff. It's going to be a horror show when it comes to, the whole test is against their side. Aizawa could have explained this to them, but maybe it would have made them a lot more scared of this test. That's my guess here. Probably the reasoning why Aizawa would do that, but let's learn more.
UA comes in at a severe disadvantage. Because the Top School Sports Festival is broadcast across the country, showing off not just your students' quirks, but their weaknesses and fighting styles too.
Yep. It's kind of bullshit. That's what that is.
This is going to end up being a battle between schools. With that in mind, first, it's likely they'll gang up against quirks they know.
Does that mean
Which is everyone's gonna gang up against them.
if you like your class this year, then you should have warned your students about all this. We've seen it time and time again in this exam.
Everybody against them.
Immediately crushed.
Saw you on TV. That power of yours also destroys your body. Well, I can't say I'm above taking advantage of that.
Shit.
I'd say you're further along than you think.
One for all. Full cooling. Shoot style.
They don't know about his new style though.
So
That's
you
true.
Will be taken out? I don't really see a reason why I should have warned them. They're still going to have to overcome this either way.
Yep. He has confidence in them for sure. They work well together too. I mean, even Mineta.
Real heroes could turn this situation around. It's villains who already know their quirks.
True.
Perhaps at UA, we look a little further ahead than other schools.
Oh, burn.
This can work. I've got my shoot style.
It's part of being at a big school. No one knows about their ultimate moves. All right. So the one thing that we have to kind of address here is that literally in the last episode, they worked on their ultimate moves. And that might have been also part, obviously, Aizawa and all the teachers had that set up, and I think it was intentional because yes, a little bit of, they've seen their quirks on TV, so they know them, and now they're going to be a target because it's easier to fight people that they already know the quirks. But yes, villains are already going to know this. So if you think about it, in the long haul, they're going to need to be able to beat this to overcome something like this in general. If they're going to make it in the real world as heroes. So it makes sense to go past this, but no other students have to deal with something like this. So it's like, but the advantage of this is they have the experience and they've worked together so much, probably compared to these other classes. They've worked together, they've been teammates, they know each other's quirks extremely well, so they know they've teamed up together in real life situations, and that's going to really help when it comes to this case. But the big thing is their ultimate moves, especially Deku, the way he uses his quirk now is hugely different compared, so and with everybody else as well. So I think they're going to be able to take that advantage and use it, and just in general I think it's just going to turn out better than they think. I'm glad Aizawa didn't tell them that, and that's, like he said, that's the particular reason why he doesn't. Now it kind of makes sense. But the one thing I didn't expect was the low percentage, because they're like 50%, and that was already high. They have, 1,000, there's so many people there. That's the ridiculous point. There's so many people in this cramped area, but now it's like this huge terrain like we've seen. I mean, that shouldn't be surprising. In My Hero Academia, the training stuff we've seen, they literally pull out a mountain out of nowhere or a forest terrain out of nowhere, so that's not surprising. But the percentage where it's like 8%, less than 10%, like 8% are going to pass. They're only passing 100 people. There's only, that's like a tenth of that, a tenth of that is, no, what would that be? Like, no, that would be like 15% of that is their class. So to get everybody to pass is going to be difficult. Class B is not there, so they don't have to worry about that. So only the people that need to, or 1B, so they only need to worry about just them. So how many ever people in their class, they only have to worry about them passing, right? But that's still really tough. I feel like not everyone's gonna pass. I think the and then what happens if one of them doesn't pass? Do they still continue in the class? Do they try to pass them that next exam? Like if they fail, they can try again in the 3, they said what, June and September. So in 3 months they could try again, or yeah, that'd be 3 months. In 3 months they try again or something. I wonder how they're going to address that if somebody fails. But the way they were working to get together, I mean, I'm surprised. Mineta is like stacking up his balls and like freaking attacking like that, and it's gonna be interesting. I just have the suspicion that not everyone is going to pass this. I would be very surprised. But I also would be kind of surprised if they didn't, though, because they're, up to this point they've been working together, and it would be strange for one or two or whatever not to pass this. Especially with all these people against them all at once. It's ganged up on. But I love the new character introductions. I love that Aizawa has a love interest, because he really has not that they've really done that much in this show so far. With any type of long running shonen show, there's usually like some hints, and with this show there hasn't been that much, other than like the obvious Deku and Ochako kind of thing, and not really that much love interesty type stuff. They just kind of do a lot of jokes and a lot of Mineta when it comes to just being a pervert and stuff. But it was just kind of funny, because when you think about it, though, I kind of like them together. I think it's kind of funny. They're like straight up opposites. And I like Aizawa. If I was gonna have a character and compare them, if I was ever gonna be like a character, it'd probably be like Aizawa. I already got the tired bag, so and the personality, well, not parts of the personality, but yeah, I liked that. I like that they're throwing, they kind of threw a lot of characters, but they didn't like go hyper focused on a bunch of them, and they just centered on like 2 to 3 of them, and I like that. Didn't throw too much at us at once, to the extreme. A lot of characters, but not like punch in the face drastic, but anyway, I'm going straight into the next episode, so thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Smash that like button. Go check me out on patreon.com/ajrich123 for full reactions, early releases, all the other shows I'm doing. That really helps out. It allows me to make more content and get things out faster, so I do appreciate that. And seriously, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.